Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you an update that is not just another Hollywood story. This is about a man whose journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. A man who has made millions laugh, think, and even cry. Alda, the beloved star of MASH, has given fans one final confession, and it's something that no one saw coming. From his painful childhood, to his rise as one of television's most beloved figures, to his ongoing battle with Parkinson's, his story is one of resilience, humanity, and an unbreakable spirit. And what he has to say now has left fans in tears. Born on January 28, 1936, in New York City, Alda, originally Alfonso Joseph d'Abruzzo, was destined for a life in the spotlight. His father, Robert Alda, was a well-known actor and singer, and his mother, Joan Brown, a beauty queen. But behind the glamour of show business, young Alan's life was anything but easy. At the tender age of 7, he was diagnosed with polio, a terrifying disease that left countless children permanently disabled. The treatment was nothing short of agonizing. Wrapped in hot woolen blankets, enduring unbearable pain, Alan could barely move, with only his left arm functioning properly. It was a nightmare no child should have to face. Yet this battle was what shaped his unbreakable will. It was here, in his most vulnerable moments, that Alan learned the true meaning of endurance. But his struggles didn't end there. Behind closed doors, his mother battled severe mental health issues, creating an unstable and tense household. Young Alan learned early on to read people's moods, an ability that would later make him one of the most emotionally intelligent actors of his time. He had no choice but to grow up quickly, and that emotional depth, that understanding of human nature, became the foundation of his acting career. As he stepped into the world of entertainment, Alan made a decision. He would carry his family's legacy, but on his own terms, taking the first 2 letters of his father's first name and his mother's maiden name. He became Alda, a name that would one day be synonymous with brilliance. His career took him to theater, radio, and improvisational groups like the Compass Players and Second City, where he honed his comedic timing. Little did he know, these experiences would prepare him for the role that would change his life and television history forever. In 1972, Alda stepped into the role of Captain Benjamin Franklin Hawkeye Pierce on MASH, a show that was unlike anything before it. This wasn't just a sitcom about war. It was a deep, emotional exploration of the human spirit. It blended humor and heartbreak, satire and sorrow, and at the heart of it all was Hawkeye, the brilliant yet rebellious surgeon who masked his pain with laughter. Audiences couldn't get enough. Alan's portrayal was so genuine, so raw, that it felt less like acting and more like an extension of himself. But what many don't know is that behind the scenes, tensions ran high. Some cast members, like Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John, felt overshadowed as the show became increasingly focused on Hawkeye. Rogers eventually left, but Alan's commitment to the show never wavered. He fought to make MASH more than just entertainment. He wanted it to carry a message. He pushed for episodes that tackled the horrors of war, the cost of violence, the pain of loss, and his vision paid off. MASH became one of the most groundbreaking series in television history. And then, in 1983, came the moment that changed everything. The series finale, Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen, became the most watched television broadcast in history at the time, with over 105 million people tuning in. But this wasn't just an ending. It was an emotional earthquake. Fans weren't just saying goodbye to a show. They were saying goodbye to characters who had become part of their lives. And at the heart of it was Hawkeye's emotional breakdown, a scene that Alan himself co-wrote and directed. The pain in that moment, the raw, gut-wrenching realization of war's toll, wasn't just acting. It was real. It was personal. And it left millions in tears. But Alda's story didn't end with MASH. He continued to shine in films, winning critical acclaim for roles in the 4 seasons and Woody Allen's Crimes and Misdemeanors. He became a champion for science communication, hosting Scientific American Frontiers, and even founding the Alda Center for Communicating Science. His passion for learning and teaching inspired countless minds. Then, in 2018, came the revelation that shocked fans. Alda had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, but in true Alda fashion, he didn't retreat from the world. He faced it head on, with courage, humor, and an unshakable will. Instead of letting the disease define him, he used his platform to raise awareness. He took up boxing, tennis, and even marching to music as part of his daily routine, proving that life doesn't stop with a diagnosis. He showed the world that resilience is a choice, and through it all, one constant remained: his wife, Arlene Weiss. Their love story is one for the ages. They met in 1956, married a year later, and built a life filled with laughter, trust, and unwavering support. In an industry where relationships crumble under pressure, Alan and Arlene stood strong. Together, they raised 3 daughters, keeping their family grounded despite the chaos of Hollywood. It's a love story that reminds us that true partnership can withstand anything. Now, Alan Alda's final confession isn't a single shocking revelation. It's something deeper. It's the story of a life lived with empathy, humor, and unwavering dedication to truth. His final message to fans is one of gratitude, of appreciation for the years of love and support. He has given the world so much: laughter, wisdom, and a reminder that even in the face of pain, there is always room for joy. And as fans hear his words, as they look back on his incredible journey, many can't help but shed a tear. And before we continue, let me ask you, how many actors have truly changed the way we see the world? How many people have left behind a legacy that is both timeless and deeply personal? If Alan Alda's story has moved you, if his resilience has inspired you, then now is the time to hit that subscribe button. Because stories like these, stories of real-life courage and passion, deserve to be heard. Join us, because we're just getting started. As we reflect on Alan Alda's life, we see not just an actor, but a storyteller, a fighter, a man who has given everything to his craft, his family, and the world. His story is not just one of success, it's one of perseverance, of pushing forward even when the odds are against you. And that is why his final words hold so much weight. They remind us that life is about connection, about leaving something behind that matters. Before we go, let me ask you this. What do you think makes a true legend? Is it fame, awards, or the love of millions? Or is it something more? If you believe in the power of stories, in the strength of the human spirit, then don't just watch. Be part of this journey. Hit that subscribe button now, because here, we don't just report updates. We celebrate the lives that shape our world. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next update.